The room. We don't know yet, right? Notice that it is separated. Think about Picasso. You got the guy's face. You got the thing he's playing. You got the guitar. You got some feet, some musical notes. I don't know. It's just in the room. The women come and go talking Michelangelo. The yellow fog that rubs its back upon the window panes. The yellow smoke that rubs its muzzle on the window panes. Licked its tongue into the corners of the evening, lingered upon the pools that stand in drains, let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, slipped by the terrace, made a sudden leap, and seeing that it was a soft October night, curled once about the house and fell asleep. What is that? It rubs its back upon the window panes. What is that? What does it sound like?
Mustard gas.
What?
That's the other
Smoke? What did you say?
That's a mustard gas.
Mustard gas?
Yes. It's weird.
Creepy. A cat. A cat.
Yeah, cat.
Okay, it's smoke. It's a cat. Is it? Okay, it's smoke. It's yellow fog and yellow smoke. Now, it was foggy this morning. What color was the fog? White. What, or kind of what?
Not, I was going to say not yellow.
Not yellow. What if, why would it be yellow? What would make it yellow? It's early 1900s. Remember that we're, what? Drugs?
Pollution?
Pollution, yes. Yeah, pollution, because remember that you're still dealing with factories and stuff, and you really haven't gotten very far from the time when, like, now you have laws that say smokestacks from factories have to go up so many feet above the tops of the highest roof in an area, so that the smoke really goes way out into the atmosphere instead of coming back down. I visited Pittsburgh probably 15 years ago, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But they have refurbished Pittsburgh because of the factories that had been there earlier on had made the whole city just covered in soot. I mean, all of the buildings were just soot covered because prior to the regulations and stuff, the pollution would come down and settle. So the yellow fog and the yellow smoke is what makes, it just makes it yucky and dirty. It's not even a pleasant fog. There's nothing romantic about it at all. It rubs its back upon the window panes. It rubs its muzzle on the window panes, licked its tongue into the corners of the evenings, and lingered upon the pools that stand in drains. I mean, that's kind of gross. I mean, I don't know. Do y'all think standing water is a nice thing?
No.
Yeah, it's gross.
Ooh.
And so, it's a soft October night, which also, if you're thinking about cat, you're thinking about, I mean, there's that, maybe there is a hint of Halloween here or something, but it's like October, it's damp, it's dirty, yuck, and all of this. And so he says, let's go through these streets. They're going through the alleyways that are not pleasant, they're dirty. And he says, they're going somewhere, and we want to figure out where they're going, because he says, and indeed there will be time for the yellow smoke that slides along the street, rubbing its back upon the window panes. There will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. What does that mean?
And to freshen up, there'll be a time to wash up.
Okay, freshen up. Do what?
I said put makeup on.
Put makeup on. While they're walking through the street, they're going to wash their faces in the pools of dirty, yucky.
Prepare for situations.
Pardon?
Prepare for situations.
Prepare for situations, yes. They can prepare for those situations. They can prepare a face for the situation that they might meet. Do you ever do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah. We do that all the time, don't we? Yeah. Do you?
I don't think I fully understand.
To prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. Okay, we're in class right now.
Right.
Anybody go anywhere yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
You went to church.
Yeah.
Did you prepare a face for church?
Not necessarily, wearing the same face every day.
You wear the same face every day?
I do.
Do they
And-
like put makeup on?
No, but she said they didn't
Well, like,
freshen
if
up.
you-
So it's
Or like
like,
put like.
Is it like if you're having if you know you're having a surprise party and you did, but you know about it, so you know, like, you're gonna be like, okay,
Yeah.
guy's surprised, and be like,
Yeah.
Or like, you know, you have to act, and sometimes you like, you're gonna act a certain way around people, like put your best airs on, and like, it may not be like your clothes and your like face, your like physical face, but definitely like how you act in front of people.
The same thing we're talking about with Seinfeld earlier.
Yes. It's the George's friend face, or is it the George's girlfriend face, or is it the George's family face? There's
there's more of attitude.
attitude, exactly. And the persona that you present, right? Because who are we really? Now, which one is real? Are they all real, or is nothing real about them? Because then he says there will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. There will be time to murder and create. What gets murdered when you create, when you put on a face? What gets murdered when you prepare your church face or your
Normal self.
Yeah, your real self.
your real self gets murdered? Yeah, you're denying your authentic self, your authentic being, right? It's like when I'm in here teaching, I can't wear jeans and flip-flops. It's not fair. I have to murder that part of myself. I want to wear jeans and flip-flops. But I didn't.
You can, you won't judge.
Really? Oh, I will. I will. Okay. So, and time for all the works and days and hands that lift and drop a question on your plate. Like what kind of question? That lift and drop a question. And now, in the room, the women come and go talking to Michelangelo. Just keep remembering that lift and drop a question. Time for you and time for me and time yet for 100 indecisions and for 100 visions and revisions before the taking of a toast and tea. So where do you think they're going? To a party. We're going to have toast and tea. It's very nice. In the room, the women come and go talking of Michelangelo. And indeed, there will be time to wonder, do I dare, and do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stair with a bald spot in the middle of my hair. They will say how his hair is growing thin. My morning coat, my collar mounting firmly to the chin, my necktie rich and modest, but asserted by a simple pen. They will say, but how his arms and legs are thin. So what is he worried about?
What people don't say about him.
Yeah.
We'll see through the ways that it puts on.
Well, they're gonna. All they're gonna see is that. Well, he's kind of going bald, and he's kind of skinny, and he's getting old, and yeah. Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute, there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. Because he's thinking, don't ask what it is, that question, and does he dare to ask that question? What is the question that he considers asking? Think about that. For I've known them all already, have known the evenings, mornings, afternoons. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. I know the voices dying with the dying fall beneath the music from a farther room. So how should I presume? He has measured out his life with coffee spoons. What does it mean to measure out? This is like the most brilliant line of all modern poetry. I measured out my life with coffee spoons. What does that mean?
He's planned.
It's planned.
It's like every day.
Yeah.
He said he knows them already.
Yeah.
It's like everyday thing.
Everyday thing. He sees these people over and over. It's every day getting together with them. Every day he's going to have coffee with these same people, and he's got his coffee house face on. And how big is your life if you can measure it out in coffee spoons? Not very big. Yeah. And so he's kind of saying, I've measured out my, and that, I mean, hint, hint, that would be on the test. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. It reveals how small his life is, how petty. I mean, you can't have something profound happen. But how can you, I mean, thinking about measuring out your life up against something like World War I or the flu epidemic of 1970, things like that, how do you find meaning for yourself? And we are over time just a little bit. What we'll do is we'll finish this. Next time, I would ask you to go back and look at Yates, because I realized we did not look at Yates. So we'll finish this and do Yates next time, and then we're going to address Faulkner. So for the Monday after Thanksgiving, go back and look at Sailing to Byzantium and The Second Coming by Yates. Those are on page, hang on.
1705.
Thank you, 1705. Yes, in the same book. Thank you.